YugaSevens, a warrior from the reaches of the galaxy born, just like his fellow countrymen, to be nothing but an autonomous pawn, a card that can think, a cartomata, in the master plan of their creator. A master plan involving a horrifying conflict that seemed to never have an end. With his people, the people of the Velgear star cluster returning again and again to the battlefield endlessly, in a cycle of life and death. Such a fate brought even one of Velgear's mightiest warriors, and Udius's closest companion, Zuijo Zur Velgear, into the depths of despair, starting off a chain of events that would change history forever. However, their tale is not that of a tragedy, for Udius, alongside his many comrades from Earth, Velgear, and beyond the stars, came together to find the path, the road, to a peaceful resolution to the conflict through a simple children's card game, one brought to their time by a boy of the future, Rush Duels. Utilizing Rush Duels as their way forward, Udius and his friends were able to overcome destiny, getting through any obstacle that stood in their way, united as one in heart and mind. Their might demonstrated the great power of bonds that one forges through games. The Velgarians too also overcame their destiny, even overcoming their own fated extinction, to become something greater than simple toy soldiers in their creator's sick and twisted game. They became the protectors of the planet Earth, establishing a peaceful future for all those who lived there, following a great battle with a threat from a parallel world. The story of Udius Velgear and his friends has been told to and enjoyed by many people across the cosmos. And now, some of those same people have come together to celebrate this tale of understanding, of hope, of selflessness, and of found family that touched their hearts in so many unique and special ways. These are their feelings. These are their stories. Welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush Community Tribute Project, hosted by yours truly, Rarityfangirl. We hope you enjoy. Here is the tribute from Jamie Pestigo 1. I love how sympathetic Zuijo was. He was tired of being cut down in battle and just wanted to rest in peace. After he died in his duel with Udius, and then was revived by the Dark Meister, he just wanted to find his purpose/something. He felt sidelined as Udius had grown as a person, and he was stagnant. I love how by dueling Otis, his Earth Damar kept reviving him in his final moment. He managed to get some closure before he died. And now here is the tribute from SpecsTube. Out of all 8 animes, Go Rush easily means the most to me. When Sevens was first announced and started airing, I was quite dismissive and dropped it quite early. I didn't think it was terrible, but it just didn't appeal to me like the Gallop shows did. So I cycled through the sub and dub of Duel Monsters to Vrains, until I came across 2 interesting videos. Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything's reactions to Go Rush episodes 38 and 39. Seeing a previous protagonist fully appear in a sequel show completely blew me away. These 2 episodes impressed me so much, I went back and caught up on Go Rush, and continued to keep up with the summaries and discussions. This experience also formally introduced me to Rush Duels, and I have been completely hooked since. Go Rush has been phenomenal from the beginning. It easily makes my top 3 as it easily balances the comedy of Sevens, but still has the dark and eeriness of the Gallop shows. In summary, Arc 1 and Arc 2 were just fine, as they are mainly slice of life. I'm not a big fan of them, but they are necessary to understand our main crew. Arc 3 and 4 do increase the scope and decently add to the world building, with the Season 1 finale being overall hype. Arc 5 bringing back maximums and people getting carded was great. Arc 6 is my favorite arc with the Darkness cards and fusions, the tournament itself, and the mother of all whole story plot twists. Arc 7 had a very slow start, but its finale paid off with Udius proving how pure he was and introducing the Velgarian extinction plot. Arc 8 is on the same level as 6, as it was back-to-back banger duels, with Season 2 finale giving us Yuga taking the Otis role, and Yumu having her big moment of taking the antagonist role. Of course, this was just a prelude to Arc 9, with the Darkman and Yuamu as the Dark Meister. This arc was somewhat slow, but continuing to 10, introducing Contact Fusion, bringing back Zuijo, its second half was much better. Arc 10 was great, showcasing Yuna's descent into the antagonist role, and Yuhi's journey of resolve, which results in one of the saddest scenes in the show. Arc 11 was again just really good, with the crazy Yuhi Otis, Yuna fully embracing the antagonist role, Yumu on her road to redemption, the shock intro of rituals, and of course, time travel. I won't comment on Arc 12 as the time of writing it hasn't been concluded, but so far, it has possibly made Season 3 my favorite. When it comes to the characters, the show still manages to deliver. Udius is a great protagonist with such a pure soul. Yuhi plays the wimpy kid role well in Season 1, but grows into a mature, confident adolescent in Season 2, and his resolve really shows in 127. And Yuamu is possibly the best main girl we've ever had. She excellently played the smart role in Season 1, sure. She had a big decline in Season 2, but her resurgence and villain role in Season 3 was remarkable, and I'm really happy with her current redemption. Despite this, my favorite character has to be Epoch. I've loved her since her debut, although she seemed like an annoying kid, but I found her cute. Seeing her fully embrace not only being a leader, but being herself in Season 3 was such a joy, and I find her captain attire adorable. I'll definitely miss her when this show ends. Here is the tribute from Sakura Starlight 2. Go Rush is the best Yu-Gi-Oh series that I have watched. It's really inspiring, and it makes me start loving to draw again, so I must say thanks to this show, and let's not forget my favorite characters are Udius and Zuijo and Quaidul. Here is the tribute from Yuamu-chan. What it doesn't mean. I just love Go Rush, the universe, the characters. Duh, I picked Yuamu as my nickname since I can identify with her so much. Rush duels, everything. I liked Yu-Gi-Oh for quite a while, but it was Go Rush that made me remember the times when I truly enjoyed the series, and it made me feel just like back then. I went on this wonderful adventure of Go Rush, watching the characters have fun or having difficult times, and I was always there, rooting for them. Even if the series ends, even if we get more Yu-Gi-Oh series, Go Rush will always have a special place in my heart. UTS! Here's the tribute from an anonymous watcher. Go Rush is a series I had no expectations for because I didn't like Sevens, but I gave it a chance and ended up loving it. It may not be the best Yu-Gi-Oh series, but it left a lasting impression on me and introduced me to many new people. It also helped me improve my drawings a lot. My favorite character is Udius, and he's been very important to me. I love him very much. Here is the tribute from J-Rex. Here is the tribute from Hikari. I'm not sure I'm able to properly convey my feelings through words, so I'll make it short. I've always been a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! And watched all the anime series, and Go Rush is probably my favorite alongside Vrains. The show has its flaws and things I would change, but overall, it left me with such a special feeling I am thankful for. The characters, the bond between some of them, the story, everything will stick with me for a long time, so I can only say thanks to the show. And special thanks to Zuijo since he is the reason I started watching it. It may not be a so-called masterpiece, but it is in my heart.
I think it turned 10 o'clock, but I don't really know. Then I can't remember caring for an hour or so. Started crying and I couldn't help myself. I started running, but there's nowhere to run to. I sat down on the street and took a look at myself. Said, where you going, man? You know the world is headed for hell. Say your goodbyes if you got someone you can say goodbye to. I believe the world is burning to the ground. Oh well, I guess we're gonna find out. Let's see how far we've come. Let's see how far we've come. Well, I believe it all is coming to an end. Oh well, I guess we're gonna pretend. Let's see how far we've come. 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 Well, I believe it all is coming to an end. Oh well, I guess we're gonna pretend. Let's see how far we've come. Let's see how far we've come. Can you tell me what was ever any special about me all this time?
Here is the tribute from Buggle Squad 9000. By far the best series in existence for this. I watched the full sub and am now watching the dub. I just wish Udius Ohdo was permanent, or at least Yuamu and Udius staying fused for the ending. Also, I wish I had a message/media recording, but sadly I do not. In the end, Yuamu-Ohdo was my favorite character, Udius as a close second. I also love the potential for fantasy duels related to some of the characters, and even cross-animate characters. As an example, I saw Adais, the YouTuber, create Udius Velgir vs JD Yuki. Thank you for this though. And now here's a tribute from an anonymous watcher. What Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush means to me is a new adventure. This was the second Yu-Gi-Oh! Season I watched fully sub. As a dub watcher, this is difficult for me as I have a disability, so watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Sub is hard for me to do, especially when it comes to the duels. I struggled to pay attention as I felt like the duels went by too fast. But here I didn't struggle. I was able to pay attention without having to rewind it. And then Rush tug on my heartstrings, and for a good period of the show, Go Rush was hard to watch without breaking down for me. The fact that they kept most of the alien characters dead for a while was probably a good choice for your story. Here's the tribute from Eclipse Moon 96. Here is the tribute from Donha. I tried many times to say everything that I wanted to, but I didn't have the space for it, so I'm going to keep it simple. Udius vs. Zuijo round 2 and 3 are some of the greatest moments I've seen in anime, and I would die for both of them. And thank you, Go Rush, for reigniting my love of Yu-Gi-Oh! Donha's media tribute is a collaboration involving themselves and the following people that you see here.
Dime la verdad, Udius. ¿Por qué has llegado a odiar tanto la guerra?
La respuesta es obvia, Zuijo. Lo único que habrá después de una guerra es darnos cuenta que ya no podremos entender a las personas que más queremos.
Es esa parte de ti, Udius, desde hace mucho. ¡Siempre la he!
Es esa parte de ti, Zuijo. Desde hace mucho tiempo, esa parte de ti, todo sobre ti. Siempre la he amado. Eternal Galáctica Oblivion ataca a Void Bear Gigantomaquia, destruyéndolo. ¡Guerra al Zen! ¡Impacto gemelo!
Here is the tribute from Yuga Road. I am a person who loves all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Animes and manga, so when Go Rush was announced, it was natural for me to watch. It had its ups and downs, just like all the shows, but at the end I would say it was worth the ride. Udius, Yuamu, Yuna, Phaser, Quaidul, etc., aka great characters in the whole franchise were introduced. Rush duels evolved during Go Rush's runtime for the best as well. All in all, I love this show and happy it was around. Let's go, Go Rush! Here is a tribute from another anonymous watcher. Here is a tribute from CubicBoi / BunnyHairBoi. Well, I don't know how to describe it. I'd say it's an incredible disaster, but a disaster that kept me there. It might not be the best story. God, there are things I would change, too many. But it's undeniable that I had a lot of fun with these characters, especially Udius, I won't lie. I met a lot of people who are now my friends thanks to my decision to parody / make an RP Udius. I loved it, and I love talking about running away, even when it can make me a little angry about how the show was sometimes, often. Help me to feel inspired to make edits, fan arts, lore and RP, a lot of stuff that everyone can see on my account. It's special to me not because it's perfect, it's not at all, but I formed a lot of great friendships and bonds because of it. I've also experienced some not so good situations, but they've helped me mature in a way, and I'm grateful for that. Here is the tribute from Dragonfruit Red. Go Rush means a lot to me. I can confidently say that Go Rush prompts me to write, to draw, and to create. I got into Go Rush since the pilot. I was hooked by Udius, and I was really excited about how the first ever alien protagonist would behave. Not gonna lie, he looked all serious from his appearance, but it turned out he was the purest and cutest baby in the universe. Even though the show wasn't all going how I wish it to be, but hey, at least I made some friends who enjoy the scenery along the way. Because of Go Rush and Udius, I picked up my pen and started to make creations that are Go Rush related. Illustrations, comics, even fanfics. I enjoyed making headcanons and creations about Go Rush, especially Udius, and watching people react to my creations. I ended up making some moots, and I'm really thankful for all their support. Even though I also met some unwanted events and some unpleasant people, Go Rush overall has brought me more good things than bad things. Thank you, Go Rush, for the crazy 3-year journey. Here's the tribute from Mohammed Hany. Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush is the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Show that I watched from start to end while it was airing, so it has a special place in my heart. Loved watching the journey of the UTS trio. Loved all the connections to Sevens. It is probably my 3rd or 4th favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Show. Top 5 characters for me were Zuijo, Yuna, Yuamu, Yuhi, and Epoch. Favorite ship is Yuga x Yuna. I just love how mad in love Yuna was in thinking about Yuga. I would have loved for her final duel to be against Yuga. Hope Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime news drought ends soon. Long live Yu-Gi-Oh! Here is a tribute from an anonymous watcher. Go Rush. When I saw the poster, I was quite interested in Udius and Zuijo. Long-haired guys, yes! When I heard the voices, I liked Udius more, and when I watched the first episode, I was on board with the series because of a cute and pure boy I fell in love with the moment he showed his card packs to play with them. It was a shame the show didn't keep that atmosphere centered on Udius and instead focused on other stuff. Though, thanks to this show, I could meet cool friends I could talk with and share my love for the character that became my favorite, so I'm thankful for that. Here's the tribute from Big O. Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush has been something special to me. I was intrigued on how it was connected to YugaSevens, and as the anime went on, I honestly enjoyed Go Rush as its own, but still enjoyed the subtle connections to Sevens. I listen to the show's soundtracks constantly that it's becoming an obsession. Joint Text, Demolition Chemical Eyes, and Udius and Zuijo's Galaxies are personally my favorite decks from the show. The UTS trio of Udius, Yuhi, and Yuumo were good. I enjoyed them as individual characters and as a trio. The twists and turns of each of the trio's growth is actually wild. Zuijo is a formidable rival, antagonist, and character as a whole. Also, let's not forget Udius' boyfriend. Manabu is, well, Manabu, but I can't ignore that he is a really good duelist. Asuka and Yuna have some really great moments, and it was interesting to see the divide between Matsuba and Goha. Quaidul is, if not one of my favorite villains in all of Yu-Gi-Oh!, from being the master manipulator of all the characters, and using a deck that references every character's decks within the show is unique for a villain. The fact he was there from the beginning as the narrator from the first episodes of Go Rush is chilling. I will always remember Go Rush for being one of the main source of research during my time in university, from it being used as a reference for one of my essays, and Joint Text being one of my main inspiration during my final years of university. I'm really going to miss Go Rush, and I hope that a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime Rush or Masters will be released sometime in the future. But if not, I'll continue to embark on my road. UTS! Here's the tribute from Watermelony.
I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush! I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush so much! It's the first Yu-Gi-Oh! That I was able to watch while it was airing, and getting to experience it with everyone was so fun. I think that definitely made it even more special to me. But aside from that, the characters and the plot literally impacted me so much. Oh my god, Udius Velgear! Udius! I love him. He's such a good protagonist, and there wasn't a single moment where I thought that he was boring at all. It was so fun getting to watch him grow as a duelist and then later as a person. They gotta give us an OVA or something. I'm gonna miss him too bad, bro. And I love Yuhi and Yuumu. The way their story unfolded, and their bond, and the sibling angst, it tore me apart. There are already so many good characters in this show, but if I had to pick a favorite, I would definitely choose Quaidul because he was so fun And his character arc was insane. I loved watching that. Every single appearance that he had, I was cheering. I love Quaidul. I won't yap for too much longer, but it was an amazing 3 years, and I'll really miss it. Thank you for everything, Go Rush. UTS.
Here's the tribute from Tyler DeBoer. For me, Go Rush has so much importance. It's the Yu-Gi-Oh series that reinvigorated my love of the franchise and helped me get out into the Yu-Gi-Oh community even more. If you're in certain parts of it, you might know me as the Mitsuko Man, as she's a character I fell in love with so much. But even outside of my love for her, Go Rush made me so much more invested in the franchise after being burnt on aspects of it and quitting playing traditional Yu-Gi-Oh! I've started importing Rush cards from Japan and own at least a box of every Go Rush era set. Plus, playing Rush Duel is what I wanted out of the state of the game. And to get slightly serious, it was during 2023 that my mental health bottomed out. With everything I was going through, this show always brought a smile to my face. And on top of that, like I said, the show got me more involved in the community. Just chatting and being part of Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything side of it helped me through some low times. Ultimately, Go Rush just holds a special place in my heart, and while it's sad it's over, our love for it won't be. As the final ending says, it won't be goodbye. Here's the tribute from Rain.
Hey everyone, I'm Rain. As someone who's watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Since the 4Kids dub, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has always been a comfort series for me, especially the anime. I love how Go Rush began with silly fun times only to intertwine memorable, heart-rending narratives and complex themes in the show. The overall message of hope and resilience in Sevens and Go Rush is so beautiful and has definitely helped me in difficult times too. Thank you so much Rarity for organizing this project and to the Entame subs team for their hard work that allowed us to experience the Rush Duel anime and alien dads. To my fellow countrymen, may we meet again soon.
And we have our final tribute. One from yours truly, Rarityfangirl. Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush has become very near and dear to me, more than I ever expected it to be if I'm honest. After skipping out on Sevens, something I do regret doing and I'm currently working on rectifying now, I decided to give Go Rush a shot. And right from the first episode, I was hooked. The themes, the characters, the story, all of it just seemed to hit right home for me. While the show isn't perfect and certainly has quite a number of things I'd change, it was no doubt a labor of love from everyone at Studio Bridge, and you can really see their passion for this franchise through their work. The same goes, of course, for the hard work of the Entame subs team, who provided such high-quality translations and typesetting that allowed us outside of Japan to enjoy this wonderful story. Thank you all so much for your hard work. This all wouldn't be possible without your efforts. In addition to having become my second favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, Go Rush has my favorite main character and rival in the entire franchise, both as individuals and as a pair. The story of Yudius and Zuijo, one of a clash of ideals, love, and acceptance, and being the guiding light for the other, is just so powerful, and it continues to get me all emotional whenever I think about it. I am glad the ending gave us the road to interpret that they got to spend the rest of their days together. Truly well deserved after a fight well fought. Speaking of the ending, Go Rush has hands down my favorite ending in the entire franchise. It not only wrapped up the story of Go Rush in a satisfying and yet bittersweet way that brought me to tears when watching it, but it also called back to the franchise's themes and beginnings that really made it feel like such a full circle experience. If Go Rush is the last TCG anime we get from Yu-Gi-Oh!, which I don't think it will be, then I think it had a worthy ending of sending off the franchise. Thank you, Go Rush, for all the memories and for introducing me to the wonderful format of Rush Duel, which I'm now pretty addicted to. Thank you for helping me through so many hard times in my graduate programs, and for teaching me so many lessons that I will keep in my heart forever. And thank you for all you've done for this wonderful community, which has gathered together to honor you and all you've done for us. The story of Yudius and his friends may be over, but it will forever live on and continue in our hearts and through our imaginations. My fellow Go Rush fam, thank you all so much for contributing to this project. Seeing everyone's contributions makes my heart full and my spirits soar. I hope to see you all continue to showcase your love for this wonderful show for years to come. UTS! For my media tribute Please enjoy this excerpt from The Promise of Ohdo, which you can read on AO3 in its entirety. Link in the description. The awaited time has arrived at long last, hasn't it? Zuijo breaks the silence, finishing lining yet another row of what seems like too many souvenirs for a shop this size. Indeed it has, Zuijo. Udius nods, his eyes glancing over to a nearby calendar behind the shop's counter, one with a date that was circled in red ink. After so many years, my long wait is over. Our long wait is over, the blonde is quick to correct. Ah, yes. I cannot forget that you, too, have been awaiting this day, even though you have no promise of your own to keep. You are aware that isn't true. Zuijo, crossing the distance between them, gently takes hold of Udius's right hand with his own, the hands that house the matching set of rings that have been on their fingers for centuries. I have a promise of my own to keep, the one I made to you that night. Even hundreds of years later, that night when Udius sought out Zuijo's counsel as well as his comfort was still vivid in their minds. The gentle breeze on their skin, the 2 moons in the sky, the words that were said, all of it they remember. It was the night when everything changed for them, sending them on the road they had followed down to reach this point. And I planned to see it through till the end. Zuijo. The Valgyrian, with his heart full by the other's sentiments, then leans forward until his lips meet the soft skin of the back of Zuijo's warm hand atop his own. Thank you, Udius whispers into the other's skin. Thank you for being by my side through everything, through the many joyous days and the many painful nights. It is not incorrect to say that without you, I would not still be here right now, in such good spirits. I share similar sentiments. Zuijo then grabs Udius's free hand, the one currently not grasping at his own, and brings it to his lips, mimicking the other's action. When I found myself in the darkest depths of the void of despair, forced to face the meaning of my existence, you gave me your light. You taught me there was a life beyond endless death and rebirth, that there was a true reason for me to continue living. My something. Upon finishing this exchange of kisses, one of the many rituals of affection they had developed over the years, Zuijo frees himself from Udius's grip before heading towards the exit of the shop. Wait, where are you going? We still have one more shelf that needs to be stocked. I trust you can finish things here on your own. I need to run some errands. Without even turning to face him, Zuijo's body is engulfed in a purple glow, his appearance changing to that of his human disguise. Don't worry, I will return to you at sundown. Just try not to get into trouble by yourself while I'm gone. Understood. I shall do my best. Udius offers him a smile and a wave as the other then exits the shop. Have an enjoyable outing! The words, once kissed with Udius's endless love, caused the former commander to stop for the briefest of moments. He turns his head, offering Udius a smile of his own. Over the years, showcasing his emotions has become much easier. Udius had been his teacher in that, as it came to him so naturally. It was just one of the many things he had learned from him over their many years together.